Hey, brothers and sisters, this is part two of the Salvation in Different Dispensations series, and today we're going over the times of Jesus. Now, just an overview of what we discussed in part one is that now the Old Testament saints before the time of Jesus, before Jesus was born, believed in a future Messiah. They believed in a Messiah to come, and they trusted God that He would send a Messiah, that, just as the prophets foretold that He would. And now, since the Messiah is born, it changes a little bit. It changes a little bit. Instead of looking forward to a future Messiah, the Messiah is born and has come in the flesh. And that's why the Pharisees, they are still looking for a future Messiah. We can see that in the nation of Israel. You can see it in the news headlines. They keep saying, "Oh, the Messiah is coming very, very soon." The Sanhedrin and the elders of the Jewish rabbis are predicting that their Messiah is coming very soon, and we all know that. We all know that who is that going to be? We all know that it's going to be the Antichrist, that they're going to accept as their Messiah because they already got a crown fashioned for him. And they have no regards that their Messiah has already came. He already came 2,000 years ago. So 2,000 years ago, Jesus, he was born. So now people don't have to look at a future Messiah because now he is on the earth. And now they are believing on who he says he was, because Jesus went to proclaim that he is the Son of Man, that he is the Son of God, and that he is the Christ. Now that's how people were saved back in those times, because the time of the cross has not yet come. So now they are just believing and trusting in Jesus to be who he says he was, as the prophets foretold. And so when people put their faith and trust in him, that is the means of salvation, because then you are trusting God for that salvation. I mean, that's the whole means of John 3:16 and all the other verses where Jesus says, "For who shall believe in me shall never perish, but have everlasting life." That's what he means. So it's the same thing. It's almost the same thing as what we believe today in the Great Dispensation, but the event of the cross has not happened yet. We are not trusting in the sacrifice of Christ yet in this dispensation. We're believing on Christ to be who he says he was, as the prophets foretold. And the Pharisees rejected their Messiah. There's a lot of people who rejected their Messiah, and now they're still in the point as if, like the Old Testament here, they are looking for a future Messiah, and not knowing that the one that that the prophets have prophesied about has already came and gone, and he is soon to return. But in the times of Jesus, that's how people were saved. So Matthew chapter 16 is very evident of that. Because this is when when Jesus came to Philippi, and in verse 13, Jesus says, "When Jesus came into the coast of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, saying, 'Who do men say that I, the Son of Man, am?' In verse 14, and his disciples says, and they said, 'Some say that thou art John the Baptist, some say thou art Elias, and others say Jeremias, or one of the prophets. So they're already saying that these people are saying that he's either John the Baptist, Elijah, Jeremiah, or some other prophet. But then Jesus answers to them and says, "But whom do you say I am?" And Peter responded to that and says, "Thou art the Christ, the Son of the living God." So he's acknowledging of who Jesus said that he is. He is the Messiah. He is the Son of God, the promised one that the prophets foretold about and their prophecies and their writings. So now they're not looking forward to a future Messiah, but their Messiah has already came. Their Messiah is with them, in the midst of them. They don't have to look forward to a future Messiah, for he's already have been born. And people are wondering, why is this dispensation different from the dispensation that we're in now? Well, here's the thing. It's all about the event of the cross. This was all before the event of the cross. And what we are in now is after the event of the cross. We are in the dispensation of grace, and we'll touch up on that and go over that in part 3. But in this dispensation, they are just trusting Jesus to be who he says he was and that the prophets foretold about. But brothers and sisters, I love you all. Have an awesome rest of your day, and God bless.